Okay, do you want to stand for the pledge? This is Jake Angel. Do you want to lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't see John here, so that means we got Rob. You want to lead us in a prayer?
Sure. Father God, thank you for this opportunity to gather together, Lord, for this meeting. Lord, allow us to be able to make decisions based on what you ask us to do, Lord, and just guide us throughout these days and throughout these meetings. And Lord, also give us direction on any decisions we need to make at any time. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, clerk can call the roll.
Trustee Rivera.
Here.
Trustee Vanilmo.
Here.
Trustee Garwin.
Here.
Supervisor Ballage.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we had 2 people apply for scholarships from our township.
They're not able to come tonight.
But yeah,
Neither of them were able to come.
neither one of them could come, but was what's her name? Reagan Hayes and Dylan Boson. And they both applied, and hopefully one or both of them get the scholarship. But that's pretty cool that they're doing that. Then we have the Special Recreation Association. We have a gentleman here. I guess there's 2 gentlemen here.
Yes.
So you guys want to, it's a presentation by Northern Will County Special Rec and Association and Lincoln Way Special Rec and Association. And the township has been supporting these 2 groups for a long time, and we continue to do it. And so they called and asked if they could come and talk to us, and here they are. So which one wants to go first?
We'll tag team
Yeah,
it.
we'll get together. Fine with us.
We'll pass that out. You guys can have it.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess I'll start with what is an SRA. Many of you guys, anybody know what an SRA is here? Special Recreation Association. So it's a beautiful. It's really a partnership between park districts and park district municipalities and an SRA. So to join, so you need 2 or more park districts or municipalities to join to be a park. So it's a really great way that the partnership that works with the park district and us. And we do have some special agreements like we have with Homer Township, and that's just the beauty of being a part of a special rec. But there's 27 SRAs in the state of Illinois. And we're an extension of park districts. So, and how are they funded? It's funded through property taxes. And it's really, the intent of the property tax money is for joint programming. So that's kind of a really overview of it in a nutshell. You want to add anything on that?
Yeah, and so what we do is we provide the same services that a park district would provide, but to individuals with disabilities. So the same kind of programs and services, say a child wants swim lessons. We offer swim lessons and provide that extra assistance for people with disabilities. In addition, we provide inclusion services to our member districts. So let's say a child wanted to be in the park district swim lessons, we can provide assistance to make sure that that child could be successful. And we go everywhere from really young children all the way through older adults in the programs that we offer.
Also, we do training, so we train staff, so park districts in the inclusion. It's really big. So, I know in our districts, Lincoln Way, that inclusion is not very popular. Only New Lenox is very popular, and they use a lot of the levy money to do the inclusion services. But that's a perk to be a part of the district. So it's good. So how many SRAs in the south suburbs? There's a few in there. So you have Lincoln Way Special Recreation Association. You have New Star Services, which is located in Dalton. Northern Will County Special Recreation Association. River Valley Special Rec, that's from like Bourbonnais to Kankakee. Southeast Association for Park Districts, Special Park Districts, that's C-SPAR. They cover from Lamont
like Lamont all the way up through like Downers Grove?
Yeah. And South Suburban Special Rec, they cover from Tinley Park all the way to South Holland, and then Southwest Special Recreation Association, they cover from like Blue Island, Midlothian, and a couple other places. Lincoln Way Special Rec, we have 8 districts in our district. We have Frankfort, Mokina, New Lenox, Peatone, Manhattan, Wilmington, Frankfort Square, and Crete. We just got Crete. And then our unique partnerships like Homer Township, we have with Homer Township, and we have with, give it to me, where is it?
I'm trying to think of the other one.
I guess I'll think of it in a second, but it's
It's
next
not
to
as
Crete.
special as
Moni.
Homer Township.
Oh, Moni.
Yeah, Moni.
Okay.
Moni.
Special.
Yes, it's Moni. We just got Crete, so it's Moni. So we have 2 special districts, and then we have a special cooperative with
Northern Will County.
Northern Will County, South Suburban, and
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
if you live in Homer Township,
yes,
but you live in the city of Lockport, you would still get the services, correct?
it's where your park district. It's
Is
where you
park
pay taxes to park
Park
district that you get this
districts, okay,
service.
okay.
So, and the way we work, if it's Lockport, we have a cooperative agreement
Okay.
where you're able to go at in-district rate with us.
Okay.
So, and then our special agreements are not in that cooperative agreement. We both hold the special agreement with you guys, so
Okay.
that's why it's
Okay.
unique to us.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
And then Northern Will County, we service Romeoville, Lockport,
Okay.
Plainfield, and, did I say Romeoville?
Yes,
And Bolingbrook.
and Bolingbrook,
And
okay.
Bolingbrook.
Yeah, and pretty much between the 2 of you, you kind of offer the same services
Yeah,
for the most
Pretty
part?
much,
Okay,
yeah, pretty
okay.
much. And what we don't offer, what we do is we have that partnership. So,
Okay.
let's say if we didn't offer something in Northern Will County, the people at Lincoln Way, we could go to the services at Lincoln Way at the resident rate.
Okay, so
So-
if you didn't have a pool, the
Right.
other people could.
Right.
go to
Well,
the
we'll give
pool,
you
for example.
a great
Yeah.
example is our junior basketball program.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have enough, they didn't have enough, so we joined forces
Oh,
and
nice.
split the staff, and now we had enough to compete at Special Olympics with the juniors.
Yeah.
So it's just, when we work together, like Mike and I work really well together, and we think alike. I'm not saying everybody does think alike,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Thinking of a number of 1 to 10, what do you think?
7.
You're right.
Yes. But yeah, so that's just good that
Yeah.
our partnership works really well because we are on the same wavelength. So our staff, we have a staff, most of our staff are therapeutic recreation specialists, which they went to school for leisure studies with emphasis in therapeutic recreation, that's mine, but some people went for TR. And that's how we deliver our programs, is through certified therapeutic recreation specialists, and that's who deliver our program. So anybody can try to do it, but you know, you're gonna fail, because I'm not a doctor. You wouldn't want me to operate on you. You would want somebody that specializes in working with people with disabilities, and that's what we hire. That's what we look to hire. And then from our management team, and then we hire a lot of teenagers and things, and we train them, which they usually go on to be OTs, PTs. So you see a lot of people that work for us start graduating and be in that field.
I got a quick question. How did you introduce yourself to a township village with your services in Will County? Did Homer Township come to you, or did you come to them, and when did it all start with our township program?
I was around when it started. I heard about the agreement with it was JVS already. Was it JV or?
It was Tri-County.
Tri-County.
Was the name of our
Yeah. So and I just presented,
So
and
how many
then
years have you been with Homer Township, along with Homer Township?
we have. It's been. We were probably 4 years prior to COVID, I believe. So that's our.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
kind of how it was. I think it was 4 years there. So and we've got quite a few participants that I don't have the numbers right here, but I could share with the numbers. We share all the time who participates and how they
You
participate.
guys, one of you, we used to contribute in 2002, 2003.
Right, that was, it used to be called, our organization used to be called Tri-County Special Recreation. And so, yeah, that's,
So the township's always been tied into an organization like yours for
Yes.
as long as you can remember?
for quite some time, yes.
Yeah.
So if
And
we also do a similar service, we'd be duplicating efforts where everything is pretty much handled by.
exactly. Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, some people try to, like Shanahan Park District, they hired their own therapeutic recreation specialist, but it's gonna be a lot of work. I mean, you gotta, I mean, you build it, they will come, so they'll find themselves building something. We are the best deal around because we have the infrastructure, we have the buses, we have the staff, we have the knowledge, we have the networking. You don't have to reinvent it. If you
So if we want
want
to
to.
duplicate that, we'd have to build an infrastructure, buses and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
It's really a waste
Yeah.
of taxpayers' money.
What do you
Yeah.
consider disability?
Excuse me, there's just gonna be questions for the board right now, okay? And if you want,
Yeah.
you're more than welcome to contact them on your own, so.
So yes, so.
And we do serve all ability levels. So we do have people that have physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities. We have people that have mental health concerns. We have a very robust program that we've started. I know that, I think you're involved too, the Healthy Minds, Healthy
Yeah,
Bodies
yeah.
program for veterans who suffer from
Awesome.
PTSD.
Yeah.
You know, so we both have sensory rooms where we work, to make sure that children and adults have the opportunity to kind of release if they have sensory overload or if they're kind of need additional sensory for that. So
And I like to go to our mission. If you see our stuff, we like to create a community without limits for individuals with disabilities. So the goal is anybody that walks through the door, well, whatever, we're going to try to find services for you. So if I don't directly have it in our book and our guide, if we can't make it, I'm going to send you to somebody that I trust that can get that service for you. Like I get a lot of people that like cycling. Right now, I just don't have the infrastructure. I got bikes, but I don't have people. But I know people at the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago. I know people, well, Shirley Ability Lab. I know people, different places that we can get you service to what you want to do. If you want to do rock climbing, we'll get you there. You want to do bocce, we'll get you there. Whatever you want to do, we'll do it. So that's kind of, and whatever is disability that you have, we'll get it done. Typically, if you have an IEP, you roll into us, but for Lincoln Way Special Rec, we do programming for individuals with physical disabilities as well. And it's not many, that's a low incidence population. So we try to, we have to go outside of that box and work with Mike just to make things happen. Like I have 2 people from hOMER that play on our wheelchair basketball team. I have, it's just, I have to go further out to get that group of 5 to work, where people with cognitive disabilities, we have more of them in centrally located areas that we have 6 basketball teams and I don't have to go outside. So that's why the cooperative agreement is very, very helpful. So,
and that's really why Special Recreation Associations formed, is because you might have a group of 4 people here and a group of 6 in that town, and by getting together, we can, have high-quality programs. Hard to have a basketball team with 3 people, but, now we have really robust programming by pooling with towns together.
if you look at the next couple slides in here, it kind of tells, we started in 1976.
So do we.
Yep, 1976. And some of the things we offer, like is summer camp. They offer summer camp. We offer inclusion, which we talked about. We offer at Lincoln Way a after-school program. We also offer adult day programming. I know they offer adult day programming. We have youth programming, teen programming. We have a robust Special Olympics programming. We have adaptive sports, and Lincoln Way just started early childhood programming. So that was out of need of parents needing to work. So like we try to eliminate the limits, but it's difficult because it's bringing in a lot of the behaviors now. So, but it's okay. That's what we're here for, is to try to get the parents to get that extra hour of work.
And that adult day programming, I just want to make sure everyone, this is something that I think a lot of people don't know that a Special Recreation Association does. We provide these services so that way adults that have disabilities don't necessarily just sit at home all day. They come and they do recreation with us. We go out into the community. And the thing is that in Illinois, we're ranked 46th out of 50 states in terms of funding once an individual graduates from high school, as far as for people with disabilities. So these adult services are really important to engage people and keep them involved in our society.
And one thing for Lincoln Way, and I have to say this, it's recreation.
Ours is as well.
Adult day program, say it again, it's strictly recreation. Some life skills,
Yeah.
but it's recreation. We are a recreation adult day program. So it's not school, it's a recreation program. So I said that how many times? Like 5. Just want to make sure that's big.
So is yours recreation based?
Yes,
Yes.
that's all it is. I want to make sure. So how some of our funding comes in? So funding, program fees. Yes, we charge fees because we have staff. We have to pay people to work, and that's how it is. So 28% of our program funding comes from program fees. Our member districts, which that are a part of LWSRA, contribute 52% of our funding. Then we get grants, interest, and other income. We do fundraising. So that's how our funding is done.
And we're similar, except that maybe our composition is a little bit different. We merged 2 different special recreation associations together in 2020 during the pandemic. So Bolingbrook and Plainfield were part of the Lily Cash Special Rec Association and joined in with Northern Will County during that time. So we're still we're a little bit more in the forming stage comparatively to Lincoln Way. Although Lincoln Way, you're adding new agencies also.
All the time.
Yeah.
So some of our expenditures, how we spend that money, 52% goes to personnel. So 13 goes to benefit, general administrative, capital outlay is 1.6%, and then some of our other stuff, retirement and interest is 5.3%. So that's people that like the numbers to see where it goes. Some of the highlights for us in 2021 and 22. We served over 468 participants, so we're back and we're moving up. A lot of those were our early childhood, some of those adults, because we're not doing some of the things. And we, out of those 468, we those individuals register for 4,000 programs over the year. For us, if you're a member of our districts, you get access to our financial assistance program. So we awarded all of our requests, and I think it was like 78 requests for financial assistance, probably over about $8,000 or $9,000, and that's just for residents of the members that levy the taxes, and we fundraise for that money. And that's coming out highlights for the year.
So can I ask you you said you served over 468 participants. So really, what's your capacity? How many participants can you?
We'll take them all.
Take them all,
We'll
okay.
take them all.
All right, because they're in different programs, right?
Yes, yes,
So then you
yeah.
could have 50 in one, 300 in another,
Yeah.
20 in, okay.
Yeah,
And
so,
it does bring up a good point, that there are some services where we do have wait lists.
Okay,
I think
Yeah.
our adult day programs,
yeah,
those are very staff intensive. So an adult day program, you might have a participant that's in there 44 weeks out of the year, 5 days a week,
okay.
from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
So that's very staff intensive.
Okay.
So for those programs, there might be a wait list.
Okay.
But to go to Special Olympics basketball, we might have, bring them on. We
Yeah.
can form another team. We can do more.
and that's where we eliminate the barriers. If we got 1,000, if we got a whole bunch of people on the wait, we got 12 people on the wait list, that's a whole nother team.
Yep.
Let's go, let's make a team.
Okay.
As long as we have the staffing for it and we have the space to get them in the gym or something like that, we'll work towards it. And then, like, a lot of our communities are good with giving us space. Lincoln Way has our own building. We're the only SRA that has our own recreation facility. So we're unique to all of the SRAs. No one has that. My director prior to me saved $100,000, paid me like $30,000 a year for like a whole bunch of years. But we got the building, so that should be my name. I'm just kidding. But
It's Keith's building. So.
but she did a really good job of saving money. But and we were able to get our building, and I'm proud to say we made our final payment of $90,000 today. So it's a weight off my shoulders, which is great. So
And a lot of the SRAs beg, borrow, and steal for facility space.
yeah.
We are in an old police station, the old Romeoville police station. So when people come in, if they misbehave, we put them in one of the old jail cells. So that's usually where I'm at if you ever come to the office.
One of the things that you guys need to know is that I just got an email this morning, that's why it's not on no agenda, but we just got awarded $500,000 for sewer and $500,000 for water. We're trying to raise enough money to build a facility, a senior family center.
Fantastic.
Oh, and that will be used for special ed also for basketball. We're gonna make a basketball court. So
That's
you might have
fantastic.
another place to play around here once we
great.
get the money, because I'm not gonna raise taxes, so we gotta do it other ways. But once we get that money, you'll have another place probably.
And that's great. That's awesome, because we're always looking for space and looking for places to play. Just call me, because if you're building a gym, build it big enough. 'Cause
Yes.
and you gotta have
100
storage. If you
by
don't,
100.
yeah, you got storage. Just store it, more
But
storage than you
it's
think.
gonna be multi-purpose.
Well,
Storage.
you know, we'll talk to you.
Yes,
How does that
please.
sound?
We will contact
We're putting
Yeah.
stuff inside stuff on top of stuff, storage.
We'll
So.
contact you.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
But I just wanted to let you know that's in the works, it's just a matter
Okay.
of when, we don't
Yeah.
know.
And I wanted to give, Keith gave a really great stat about the number of people that they're serving. I just wanted to kind of, on one of the slides, kind of hard to read, but actually I have to take my glass off here. We had 158 participants in 2020, and this past year we had 339. So you can see people are starting to come back and doing programming. I kind of put it in the equated of hours served. In 2020, 14,800 hours. In 2022, 71,000, almost 71,500 hours.
Wow.
So you can see the growth, from being able to get 6 people together to barely form a basketball team to having 40 athletes this last year. So we're making great strides.
And like I said, that's into I have some future projects and all that stuff. Our door is always open. So like, I'm always willing to talk, Zoom or whatever. I like face-to-face, I don't like, so if anybody wants to come in and chat with me, I'm there every Thursday till like 10 o'clock, so, because I got wheelchair basketball practice. So if you're, get off work and you want to come see our facility, come on over for a tour, check it out. Yeah, we're always open. We're always open for new ideas, new suggestions. If it fits in our strategic plan, if it fits in the things that we can do, we'll do it. We're not going to build a one-lane bowling alley with an ice arena and a swimming lane. We're not going to do it. That's not going to happen. But if it makes sense, then we will try to make it happen. So.
Yep.
And I'm fortunate enough to know Keith, because Ava plays wheelchair basketball with Keith. And
Oh, fantastic.
it's a great program. They do a great job with the kids, and he's tough on them, but it's fun.
Yeah.
He is a tough coach.
Gave me a lot of sass this weekend.
And the thing is that we partner together really well together. Actually, we spent this past month doing a lot of ability awareness. We did PE takeovers in District 92. And we actually had a chance to work with 1,410 children.
Oh, he sent that?
Yeah, that's the number,
1,410
1,410 children. So every child throughout the district, showed them how to play wheelchair basketball and goal ball and sit volleyball. And then did a big fundraiser for Lincoln Way, like a actual wheelchair game where the parents and the faculty and the admin had to face the Lincoln Way Hawks.
Yeah.
And Lincoln Way Hawks smoked them. It wasn't even close.
And you probably asked, why do we do that? We do that, my stat I like to say is one in every 10 people will either they'll have a child with a disability or know somebody with a disability. So you'll come across, and the physical disabilities, that's the only population you can join in at any moment. So if you think about it, you can join into that population and that could be a part of your world, whether you age into it, whether you get in an accident, God forbid, you can get into that population. So it's imperative that more people know about people with physical disabilities and the things that they can do, not the things that they can't do, because a lot of people tell them what they can't do as soon as they have an injury, and we want to show them that they can go to college, they can get a job. That's part of it, and that's not part of my job, but that's part of teaching the society that's what's out there. And then also teaching the working force that, hey, when they get out of college, don't look at the chair first, look at them as an individual, because they need a shot just like everybody else. So that's yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I said one last thing that I think that it's going to be really exciting actually for both of us is that in Romeoville we're partnering with the Village of Romeoville to build an accessible ball field. Now this ball field will be very similar to the one that Lincoln Way has, where it's a hard court surface. So you probably heard of the Miracle Fields, where it's like a rubber surface. This hard court surface, though, will allow people with wheelchairs to fly. They just go so fast. So they'll be able to play wheelchair softball and all different varieties of wheelchair sports. It'll be a lighted field, so you're going to start seeing like national championships for wheelchair softball come into this area as a result. So we'll partner together, and we'll be able to have all kinds of great adapted activities over at Lincoln Way and then over in Romeoville too. So New Lenox and Romeoville. So we're excited to partner on that stuff.
So we have a test.
You ready for the test?
He didn't take it out of my stuff, so I'm gonna say it. When was Lincoln Way founded?
1976.
1976. I don't have a prize for you. That's all. That's it.
No prize.
Well, any more questions for you guys?
Well, I was gonna have Brent, he has it on his agenda later on, but he could just tell us about his grant.
Yeah, so my son Christian is autistic. He played Special Olympics for many years with Lockport High School. And starting last year, I have a special needs grant as a highway commissioner that I started. It's $5,000 for someone that lives in Homer Township that's at least 18 years old to spend for programs like yours and train for a new job. And this is the second year, and actually applications are open until May 1st. So if you know anyone, you can drop me a line on the Homer Township HomerHighway.com website. That's our www.homerhighway.com, and let me know if anyone is interested in it that lives in Homer Township. And it's a wonderful thing. Like you said, they need help, and once they get, I think you said 46 out of 50 in the country in funding.
Yes.
They don't get any money. The kids that are adults, once they graduate out of high school, there's no money coming in. So they need money for stuff, and they need great programs like yours. So please, if you know anybody that's of that age that is a special needs kid, please contact me. It's also on the Homer Township website. It's also on the Homer Glen Ability Awareness Committee on their website. So please let us know. But thank you for all you do. You're wonderful.
And just to piggyback on, if you didn't know, he said something very important. They don't get a lot of money, but it's a reason, because you can't work a certain amount of time as an adult because you'll lose your Medicaid. So you can only make a certain amount of money.
In your SSI.
Yes. You'll lose your funding, so you can't work. So you have to really get your degree, and that's what I'm pushing. But then, if they're getting their degrees, they can't be having bullcrap jobs, excuse my French. We need to get people with disabilities better jobs that's paying a better wage, so they can get health care and all that. So that's not a decision that they have to make, is to stay on Medicaid and be a productive citizen. So that's what I'm trying to, that's my platform. And if you haven't seen the movie Crip Camp, you need to watch that. It's a great movie, but it led the ADA charge and thing, and the lady just passed away. I can't remember her name, but she was a pioneer for ADA rights, but she just passed away last year. But it's called Crip Camp. It's on YouTube, but it will put your mind in a different way of looking at people with disabilities and really saying that, man, that person really has something to say. You just have to give them the platform and the opportunity instead of passing them off.
Thanks,
Any other
guys.
questions?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I have one last question. How do people know about your program? Because it's been on our website, has been for a
Yeah,
long
so
time.
there's another stat. Usually people don't know about our services. We're a secret. we're the best secret in the South Side and out. But if you have a child with a disability, then you find about us because you need us.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, if you don't have a child or you don't know anybody that has a child, you're not looking for us. So it's very important that we do things like this and come talk to people and advocate and teaching people to be our advocates and be our champions and going out there and spread the word for us, because we can't do it. We can't do it ourselves, and we can't be everywhere, but everywhere I go, people don't know who we are, and we do this all the time. But if you have a child with a disability, you're going to eventually know who we are.
So when you said best kept secret,
Yeah.
great handouts, thank you for providing them.
Yeah.
And I think we could put these up, right? So everybody in the township could see them. But I was looking for your contact info. I found one little QR code on this
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
It works. I mean, I got the page, got all your contact info.
think mine's in there at the end of the back of the stuff too, and then I kept a couple brochures, so the last page in mine.
We'll put the contact info on.
Yeah, but you can call us if I'm available, we'll sit and talk, we'll, you know, we have volunteer opportunities, we have golf outings, we do everything, we just need more people to really get involved and to see us.
And if you stop by our office, as well as you behave, you don't have to go in the jail cell.
Oh,
We'd love to have you back.
I
as well.
love that.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you,
Thank you.
Dee. Thank you, Mike, that was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
And if you didn't like what I said, my name is Mike Seelip.
Right. And I'm gonna leave these cards here for anybody that wants, that has all of our contact, or our website and info on it
Good,
too.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Sure,
Thank you,
Steph.
Keith.
Bye.
Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for the invite.
Oh, yes, you're welcome.
And we're on public comments now.
I have Joanne M.
I am, well, you're not answering questions. We'd like to know what you do with the information that we share with you here tonight. We never hear anything, any answer, anything. We'd also like to know what's going on with the lighting in Homer Township, the seniors over on by Bell Road, the streets and parking lots. You're doing new lighting here in the building where no one is here at night, and no good lighting where we live all night in the dark. Also, Mr. Balich, you stated to us in a meeting that you had with us that even with 2 rent raises last year totaling $100, we were getting a deal because the other senior, the other senior living places in the area are significantly higher. Well, I went to 5 of those places, and they provide a heck of a lot more than we get. They provide washers and dryers. You do not. We have to provide our own. They get maid service weekly. They have cafes for in-house breakfast, and one had an ice cream shop. We don't have any of that. They provide dishwashers. You don't. They have an in-house nurse, library, workout room, game night, movie night, and very much more. We have nothing. We also have nothing. We also have to do our own landscaping. We rent. This sounds like you're comparing apples and oranges.
Thank you. Thank you, Joanne. Angie D.
Okay, I'm a resident of Founder's Crossing. I received a letter in the mail advising me a professional inspector accompanied by one of Homer Township's maintenance staff was going to go through my unit to assess any needed upgrades. The inspection was to take place March 6th through the 8th of 2023. The letter also stated a note would be left advising my unit was inspected. I was not able to be home during those dates, and there was no note advising me that an inspection had been completed. So, if an inspection had been completed on my unit, when can I expect to hear the results of the the inspection? Also, I want to bring up the fact that we have on our light posts no solicitation signs. So how come on the outside of my door handle of my screen door was a packet for campaigning solicitation? Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. I didn't say thank you.
Okay, Missy Chaturanga.
Hi, my name is Missy Chandarana, and I'm here this evening to talk about increasing and improving services for special needs families of Homer Township. As the special rep just mentioned, they serve as our park district. They've done that for many years. And Mark, to answer your question, they have had those brochures out at the township for many years because I've already gotten them here, so you already have had them. In the 2021 elections, the Homer Township Republican state, HTRS, stated there was a clear lack of services for the needs of seniors, children, and special needs constituents, which is one of the primary functions of township government. The HTRS will work with property agencies and other local municipalities to streamline or increase the level of services available. In 2021, When the current administration took office, the HDRS slate that I just mentioned, the committee representing special needs and seniors was dissolved. A patch article written by Supervisor Balich was published in March of 2021. He stated in the article, seniors, youth, and special needs people need services are important services provided by the township. In another patch article dated March of 2021, Trustee Bonomo stated, there's a clear lack of services for the needs of seniors, children, and special needs constituents, which is one of the primary functions of township government. In July of 2021, I emailed Supervisor Balich asking about the committee. Supervisor Balich responded by saying, for right now, the village has a special needs committee, and we are not in competition. Again, I remind you, up until the current administration took over, Homer Township had a committee to represent special needs and seniors. The Village of Homer Glen in 2021 formed the Ability Awareness Committee. Their mission and purpose clearly states to serve residents of Homer Glen, which I am not. Although they do open their events to residents outside of the village, such as the most recent one I attended last week. Just last month, I again emailed Supervisor Balich requesting information on how services have been increased by the current administration and received no response. The only thing that changed was the township now has reinstated a senior committee with a $30,000 budget. I only asked for the same for the special needs families of Homer Township. And one of the email exchanges mentioned above from last month, I also included Trustee Bonomo as a recipient due to his statement in the patch article from 2021. This was not the first time that I reached out to Trustee Bonomo. In September of 2022, I messaged him, and I followed up again in October of 2022 and never received a response. Let's discuss special recreation, which my son has utilized since 2011. To be clear, Homer Township has budgeted $12,000 to SRA prior to this administration. This money helps the families of Homer Glen who do not have a park district and pay out-of-district fees. For families like mine, we receive in-district rates since we live in Lockport, so the funding is not a provided service, but I'm thankful to available to the friends who reside in Homer Glen. As I sat through last month's township meeting, I listened to the board approve $15,000 for landscaping, over $8,000 for a new sign, and discuss spending money on the Pet Expo, which I've requested the budget from Clerk Bozen and have yet to have that back. I ask that you prioritize the needs of all of our community and do as you promise, improve and increase services to special needs. Now again, I will ask this administration for how you plan to improve and increase services as you stated when you ran for office in 2020.
Thank you.
My son will turn 18 next January. One of the first things I will do with him is to help him register to vote because he has a voice and it will not be silenced.
I'm gonna stand over here because I want to talk to the parents too. And I'm not going back, I'm going forward. If I get a little off topic or you get confused, special needs is the heading, mental health, second one, stigma, resources and education. My husband and I were officers on the board of the Lockport hockey club for Lockport High School. And this is hard for me to talk about. I can't tell you how many times, and my kids are in their early 30s, they graduated in 09 and 10 or something like that. Things haven't changed, and in some ways they've gotten worse. But I can't tell you how many times we had to get the kids dressed up in their hockey uniforms, take them over to the local funeral home, line them up in twos at the door, and there's the coffin with the Lockport hockey jersey there. They're friends. We know personally of 5 people that died of opioid overdoses. And when we start talking about mental health and stigma, I really hope that you include that. I talked to Ruben about it at the meeting the other day, gave him some information on resources that I could have that could help. But stigma is a killer. And I know I ran into someone who's got kids in high school now, and he goes, yeah, someone else just died. And I'm like, you know, it's not going to go away. The fentanyl took over for heroin. Now there's something else that's worse than fentanyl. And one of our friends, the other parents on the team, found their neighbors found their son in the snow, dead, trying to get back to his house, and he didn't make it quite home. So I'm tired of it. 2 guys from Homer Township, John Roberts and Brian Kirk, started an organization called HERO, Heroin Epidemic Relief Organization. I happen to know them from my old neighborhood. My parents and my sister. John Roberts is a retired police captain, or chief rather, and Brian Kirk was best friends with my brother. His kid was on the hockey team. The other kid was on the hockey team, dead, you know. And I'm smart enough to know that it could have been my kid. Starting in 1995, my husband and I spoke in Washington to congressional committees about diseases that can come from addiction. 98, Illinois, we went to Springfield talking about the same thing. 2001, congressional subcommittees trying to get help, get loans for mental health. How much time do I have, Vicki?
About 30 seconds.
Oh, good, I'll talk fast.
Thanks.
2007, I was the board chair of a patient advocacy group and wound up doing continuing education for doctors and nurses. The stigma is what is the killer. There's stigma with PTSD and ADHD. But when it comes to opioids, like John Roberts says, he starts talking, he'll go, I'm a cop. Nobody could have told me that this could have happened to my son. And looking at the parents who lost children, I'm telling you, it could have happened to mine or yours. I don't care how good you are as a parent, it can happen. So my request is, I did speak with Ruben and Hero as a trailer, which I'd like to see out here on some of the township activities. They created trailers for 18 and up, parents only or adults, and they do all kinds of training. They come to school, but the trailer is really interesting because they show you where kids can hide the drugs in their room. And John and Brian have been doing this for over 10 years, since their kids died. And so I'm just asking, I'd be glad to help because I've been doing this a long time, asking that when you talk about special needs, you remember those people too. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Nancy Kimberly.
Hi, I'm Nancy Hockenberry. I've lived in Homer Township since 1979. I'm here to talk about 3 different things that I did and how members of this board or the Homer Township Republican organization reacted. Number 1, commenting or posting about local politics, nepotism, union endorsements, campaign donations, or open space. These comments or posts got me blocked from numerous community Facebook pages where I can't post, see posts, or comment. Number 2, I believe in the separation of church and state. When the township solicited a manger, only a manger, to display in front of their building, I countered this. I secured a large banner from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. I jumped through endless hoops to get this displayed, and I will have it out in front every year. For this belief, I was featured on the Facebook page Rollo Tomasi. This page mocks and slanders residents who speak out against the board. The following was posted. The newest member of the Spice Girls is the especially vile Hucker Spice. She sits on her balcony high above the dirty streets of Homer Glen and spits on the head of any passerby that she deems unworthy of common discourse. The Spice Girls want to destroy anything you consider morally good. They hate Thanksgiving. They hate Christmas. Funny thing is, until today, nobody knew I donated that banner. I didn't put a sign out. I never put my name out there. The only people who knew were township employees and a board member. So somebody at that table gave my name to a page that slanders and mocks people. This is unacceptable. My next infraction, enjoying the wildly entertaining Facebook page Will County Clown Car, a page full of political satire that I share far and wide with family, a site that only features elected officials. For this infraction, my profile picture was posted on the Will County Clown Car Redo, a page that not only mocks the imminent death of Jimmy Carter, but posts the following. We will investigate your life, your family, your business, your neighbors. It's all fun until you get hit back. We will attack your business and job, family, friends, and your pets. The next round of commentators, we will conduct a background check on you. Not saying anyone on this board did it. You know who did. You liked it, and you shared it. The picture on that page was my family, my husband, my boys, my daughter, my granddaughter, on my daughter's wedding day, in her fucking wedding dress. You liked it, and you shared it. It is unacceptable. What is wrong with you people? Last of all, numerous videos, people who speak out are called trolls. The Homer Township Republican organization is coming to get me. Trolls will be taken out behind the woodshed and dealt with, and trolls are the enemy. You didn't all say it, but you clapped and you laughed. Again, what is wrong with you people?
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Okay, Jessica Barnes.
All right, just gonna go over this way. Hello, everybody. I'm Jessica Barnes. I'm new to Homer Glen, but I'm here tonight to publicly address something that's been happening online on Facebook so that Homer Glen residents are aware of it and that it can come to an end. A while back, somebody created a political satire page called the Will County Clown Car. It contains parodies of local politicians. There's nothing in it that's against Facebook rules. There's no pictures of anyone's family or their children. There's no threats of violence. But somebody got offended by it. Someone close to us, someone very local. They retaliated by creating an anonymous Facebook page called Will County Clown Car 2.0 Redo. Instead of hitting back with political satire, they instead hit back with hate. The page included phrases and threatening posts that read, "We hit back personally, F you, from conservatives. We will go nuclear. Prepare to be hacked. We will go after your friends and family. Prepare to be placed on blast," and also included a homophobic statement and even called a man a pedophile. They posted a resident's place of employment, home address, and phone number, and urged readers to go there. The page was out of control. Then it went even further. This is when they took a picture of my children off of my Facebook page because I've commented and liked some of the Will County Clown Car original pages posts. And they posted it on their hate page. They also did this to other Homer Glen residents. I don't care what you say about me. I'm an adult. I can defend myself. But don't ever dox a child, okay? You, sir, shared that post. You, ma'am, liked it. Also, Jennifer Consolino, Karen Jo Rohde, and candidate Clausen also liked many of the other, not that post, but other very disturbing posts that were hate-fueled. Thankfully, the page is gone now, but the damage is done. I asked Homer Forward on their Facebook page in a nice way to please publicly denounce this. Their response was nothing, and then blocked me. For speaking up against hate tonight, I fully expect to be doxxed, harassed, or whatever by
15
people
seconds.
here
15
using
seconds,
fake
Jessica.
profiles.
She has time.
Everyone needs to know what's going on. It's all gone way too far. And for people that say they care so much about children, you should never dox a child.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for abiding by the time. We do appreciate that. Okay, Judy.
So first, I'm going to address your racist comments at one of your meetings. Sarah, are you kidding me? I can't even repeat it. None of you guys ever just say it's wrong. What's wrong with you guys? Just say it's wrong. You sit and you say all these racist slurs. It's on video. And no one ever says it's wrong. Why? Is this what you guys all believe? You must, because no one ever stands up and says it's wrong. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then I'm going to talk about, I was also on that page. Luckily, I took my profile page down because this clown already doxed me like 2 weeks before and had my Facebook profile page all over with, you know, this whole lie about where I worked before. And you guys have already like put out there, you're sitting there acting so concerned. You were part of it. You guys act like you're concerned. You're the Rolo page. You're sitting there laughing. You guys act like you don't know what's going on. You've all partaken in it. Every single one of you. You like it, you share it, you do it. And you know what? I filed police reports, other people have too. You told someone, our kids are fair game. If we comment on the Will, yeah, you did. I have the stuff. I have it. You said our kids are fair game.
Facebook is public domain.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
My minor kids are not fair game.
Mine either.
Neither are mine.
Don't respond.
Your kids aren't minors, Mike, they're
It
30.
doesn't matter, but
My minor kids are not fair game.
but
My
no more for a
17
long time, he should be very afraid. What did you mean by that when you said it to my son?
I was talking about you.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. I was not talking about your kid, Mike. It was you.
Let me,
You know
let me
that.
repeat the phrase. Gee,
Mike, I was talking about you, and it was in a
Wait till it's your
joking
turn
manner.
when you,
Then my son should be afraid.
Mike, it was a joking matter on a page because your kid was harassing people under a fake
And you're
name.
accusing people that you don't even, you can't prove that she was anything that you said.
I can prove she is
Don't
at Rollo
you accuse anyone that you
Tenacity.
can't prove.
I can prove it is.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I
you have
can.
45 seconds.
You guys sit and do this over and over and over again, and someone's gonna get hurt because you have people who are loose cannons. And you know you have people who are loose cannons. And when someone gets hurt, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
Well,
do?
if my son gets hurt, I know who to ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after someone, Mike, come on. I'm pretty more sure I'm scared of your kids, come on. When someone gets hurt, who are you guys, what are you guys
Don't
gonna
get
do?
daughter harassed by-
Huh? What are you guys gonna do?
Nothing.
And I'm pretty sure this is illegal, what they're doing. And you're not gonna say anything, because I talked to a lawyer and I know it is.
Ma'am, I'm the township's attorney, I know nothing about it.
It's illegal.
Okay, 6 seconds, please. Thank you, Judy. Okay, Mike Carlson.
Ah, the clown. Judy, do you know Homer Township right here, where you got me valid all over the place on here,
Yeah.
making fun of me, talking
I'm
crap
not
about
making
me?
fun of you.
You got Nancy over there posted my criminal record online.
I didn't post your criminal
I didn't say
record.
you, I just said Nancy.
I didn't post
So,
anybody's criminal
I'm
record.
talking,
She
not
posted my
you.
father's donations. and-
You are the cause of all these problems.
I am?
You sit there, I'm talking, you sit there and you argue with people and you put people down, you make them feel like crap. This whole thing proves it. If you go on there, you're all over that.
I
Open
did
it to me
space-
today.
Open space,
I did it to you today.
open space.
Yeah, because
I'm
Let
talking.
Mike talk, please.
Open
You had your
space thing
chance.
you had on there, you were all about that, and then all of a sudden, oh, why is he on here? And you were sitting there and you got pictures of me, I got into a fight at Mugshots. You don't even know what happened. I broke a fight. I broke up a fight. I broke up a fight. You threatened me with all this stuff, and you sit here and you pray that you're the holy savior of everything.
I don't threaten
You are
you.
not. You are the problem.
I don't
Every
threaten
single
you.
political thing on here you have is your name
What
is
have I
right behind.
threatened you with?
Is right behind you.
You show me what I threatened you with.
Just go. Anybody can go on the Homer Township thing and
You
look
show me
look
what
her
I
up.
threatened you with.
You'll see all the bullshit lies that this woman has caused this town, put this board through all
What
this
have I
pain.
threatened you with?
And that thing you're talking about, what he said, a racist thing, that was not racist. He was explaining something. Watch the whole thing,
I
you
did watch the
psycho.
whole thing.
I'm
What did
done.
I threaten you with? You show me what I threatened you with.
Just go on the Homer Township
I have gone on
page,
it.
go on the
Judy,
open space
please
page.
let him talk. It's his turn.
You'll find
He's
everything
not
on there,
talking.
all about,
He's making his statement.
all about Judy. Judy is nothing but putting you guys down.
I haven't threatened anybody.
That's all you do, and you're breaking this board up. This board gets along with the village board gets along with this board. How many years have you lived out here and you've seen this actually happen? Things are getting done around here. You just make it seem like they're not getting done when they are getting done.
It's misinformation.
No, it's not misinformation. Your name is right all over everything.
I haven't threatened anybody.
Judy,
You threaten me.
let him
With
talk.
what?
Oh, God, oh, it's all gonna come out, you know? Oh, yeah, we're gonna get you, we're gonna get you. I got it all on here. I got
You
screenshots.
doxed me. You slandered me and posted stuff.
You don't, like, you don't slander people, you
I
slander my
slander
friends
nobody.
over here.
No.
That's all you do. You slander Steve, you slander Vicky, you slander
Steve.
Angel,
I
you
haven't done
slander
anything.
Mark, you
I never
slander
even- I
Mike.
never even
You
posted
slander
anything.
everybody. You slander these people in the crowd here. That's what you do.
I have never said one lie about you and you know it.
Yes, you have.
What?
Come on, think of it.
You tell me what I lied about.
You lie about everything that's
tell me
on
what I
here.
lied about.
Everything, everything.
You tell me what I lied about.
You
Everything.
have 30 seconds, Mike.
I gotta
Wrap
get
it up,
across
will
the
you?
street. I gotta move my truck before it gets towed.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Mike. All right, that's done. That's the last of the
So,
sign-up.
okay. Now we'll go on to Clerk Vicky's report.
Okay, so if I can get a motion to approve the February 6, 2023 monthly township board meeting minutes.
I'll start that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. We have in the packet a agenda for the April 11th annual town meeting. And if I could please get a motion to approve that meeting agenda, excuse me.
I'll start the motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. We have a lot of things going on this summer. I should say spring, summer, and fall. And I feel that we could use a seasonal employee that would be strictly part-time, paid at minimum wage. So if any young person is interested in working for the township, I will be accepting applications probably through the end of April. I'm going to see how it pans out. So if I get a motion to hire a part-time, I think I forgot to put part-time in here, but it would be a part-time seasonal employee for $13 an hour.
Are we talking one employee or multiple?
One.
I'll start the motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right. And then I'll take a roll call on that. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballard?
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay, also in your packets, you will see a volunteer and committee application. I do apologize, it did take me a while to kind of do my research and put that together. It also does include a waiver, and I've had a few people calling me saying they would like to volunteer for certain events that we hold, and I would like to do it officially, especially with that waiver. Then this way, you know, if someone does get hurt or something happens, we have a waiver signed, and it would be no fault of the township. So if I could please get a motion to approve that application, and from this point forward, we will be using that for our volunteers and committees.
I will start that motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
second, okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes, thank you. We are still working on the parade. The Pet Expo, I just want to give, oh, I'm sorry, I do have inside there for the Pet Expo, or excuse me, the Pet Fest. I have a 3-year IGA with the Village of Homer Glen, and this is for the use of Town Center Park, which is basically right behind us here where the football fields are. I figured we'd do 3 years, so this way we don't have to redo this every year. It is for the Pet Fest, and we are looking to have it every year, probably like the Saturday before Homer Fest, so that we could be using the tent that they provide in the back here. And it will be, it's going to be a huge cost savings for us, because it's probably about a $3,000, if not more, tent. So does anybody have any questions about the Pet Fest or anything? Okay,
No.
so if I can get a motion to pass that IGA?
So it's number one, right? That's number one.
That's number one, yes.
F1. I'll start the motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, I'll give it to Rob this time. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. And I did want to mention that for the Pet Fest, we talked about having a pet micro pantry, and Jay Rohde and Jimmy Shake have offered their services to build that micro pantry. I was looking at some other places, and it's probably about $1,000 purchase. So with their services, it will be a lot less expensive for the township. So I'm really excited about this. And we, yes, and I have that, I have that under old business.
Oh,
Okay, so you can talk about that there. Okay, so I believe at this point, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, then you go to the supervisory report. There was a ribbon cutting at the Old Town Hall. We finally got that completed. It looks really nice. They did a real good job on it, so people can start renting it.
I think around April 1st.
We're
We're still waiting for tables and chairs, so probably around April 1st.
Yeah, so we got like small things, a couple small events going on there, like really small.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the proper equipment, but April 1st we'll have everything there and it'll be all ready to go. And then I need a motion to approve zoning case ZC 22-080, application for a map amendment from A1 to R2 to obtain permits to rebuild an existing home on the property. That was in your packet, we talked about it. I need a motion to go forward then.
Comments afterwards, right?
Pardon?
Yeah, let's make the motion, then you can.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second,
Okay,
but then for
okay,
discussion.
good,
But-
discussion.
Especially I would bet, it's near my house and I, it is technically an eyesore driving by, seeing the building falling apart. And for him to take the initiative to rebuild and making it look nicer,
Yeah.
I think is a bonus for everybody. So, I'm
Okay.
definitely for it.
All right, and I can do a roll call for that. So trustee Rivera,
Yes.
trustee Garwin,
Yes.
trustee Bonomo,
Yes.
and supervisor Ballard.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay, the next thing is motion to authorize the township supervisor to oversee and/or implement all township communications.
I'll start that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes.
Then we need a motion to authorize the township supervisor to have the ability to approve up to $15,000 for each communication.
A motion?
I'll second.
Oh.
A few questions?
Sure.
Steve, you and I talked a little bit about this,
Yeah.
but just for clarity, this covers just general communications out of the township to the residents.
Yeah, like the newsletter.
That's what I was gonna say, just so everybody understands. This
Right.
isn't something new. This is
No, it's nothing
the
new.
cost of the newsletter, which is written for free, but has to be printed and mailed.
Right.
So that expense falls under this amount?
Correct.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that people know what we're voting on here. So
Okay.
nothing new, really.
Yep. Okay, I'll take a roll call for that. Trustee Rivera,
Yes.
trustee Garwin,
Yes.
trustee Bonomo,
Yes.
supervisor Ballard.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, we have an announcement that our governor announced the end of the COVID-19 disaster and I thought he redid it, but it ends May 11th, 2023. So remote meeting options are still available until May 11th. But we're not going to do any of that. We're meeting in person all the time. Okay, and then the last thing I have is that I just want everyone to know, despite rumors, Homer Township, the board, myself, none of us want to have any apartments here at all. So when people go out and they knock on the door and they say that Homer Township's looking to build apartments, the answer is no, they're not. So that whoever's saying that is making it up, it's fake news. We'll move on to the Highway Commissioner's report.
Yes, Joanne, I did, is she still here? Hi. I spoke with Brett Westcott, he's the Homer Glen city engineer. Homer Glen has jurisdiction of the roadways for Founder's Crossing, not the road district. So I told him about the issue with lighting, he's gonna look into it. As far as the parking lots and the walkways that are on private property on Founder's Crossing, that's Homer Township land. I guess we're getting some grant money for improvements to the property. So lighting would be looked at to be paid for by those grants. Okay? So I didn't ignore you. I did what I had to do since we talked last time. So I'm hoping that that's gonna give you relief. Okay?
And just to mention about those grants, just so you know, that is a 4-year project that we're working on for those grants. So within the 4 years, we're going to be doing these improvements. It's not going to be something done overnight, just to let you know. Okay? All right.
And Missy, you had mentioned your son's gonna be turning 18. The special needs grant.
He's
is
not
for people-
eligible
is
based on the
people-
criteria, he's not eligible.
Okay, all right.
I looked.
When he's over 18 as well.
He's not eligible because of the criteria you put in place. It has nothing to do with his age, it's the additional criteria that you have. He does not mark all 4 of the boxes that you list.
Which boxes are those?
You asked for community involvement, and my son is not in community involved. That would take a lot on myself and my husband's time to be able to do that for him. That is a criteria, I actually have it printed out. So we can talk after.
Yes, yes. The requirements from last year have been relaxed this year. And there's a lot less things that you have to turn in this year because of the limited number of applications we had last year. So this year, all I'm asking for, and I'll have to see what it says on the Homer Glen website, but in the spirit of getting more applications this year, it's just writing an essay on the needs of the child. As long as they're over 18 and they live in Homer Township, that's it. Last year, when I coordinated with Nicole and Stacy, it was the first year of the applications. We kind of overreached probably farther than we should have. But this year, it's just writing an essay on what the problems are with the child, you know, what you think you would use the money for, and it's very relaxed and flexible, Missy. So as soon as he graduates high school, he is eligible.
And I appreciate that.
Okay.
When are you awarding the grant? When are you awarding the grant?
April 1st is the closing deadline right now. If we don't get much more than a few applications, I may keep it open until May 1st. Within 30 days, I'm going to coordinate the applications with the Ability Awareness Committee in Homer Glen, and we're going to select somebody. And what we're trying to do is get like the second and third place person something as well. Some money or a dinner voucher or whatever, so it's not just the one person.
Will you invite the Ability Awareness to come and be there when you give out the award?
Yes, actually last year we only had one application.
And I understand,
And
but my
because
husband's
of
on
that,
that committee
yes.
and I know he'd like to.
I want to
meet
have a
us there.
dinner for the families of the applicants. That's what I wanted to do last year, but again, there was only one. The family came up to I think the family showed up
The family
at
showed
the
up here,
township
yeah, at the
meeting,
township meeting.
and we did it here.
And I think you did invite the Ability Awareness. I
Yeah.
thought you did.
It didn't trickle down to my
Okay.
husband or the
Okay.
rest of his.
So what we'd like to do, what we wanted to do last year is we wanted to go to the house with like a fire truck and, you know, balloons and everything else like that, and it fell through, but I wanted to see if I can do it this year.
I will donate anything that makes it more special for that person, so you
Yes.
can reach out to me on Facebook.
Thank you for that, I appreciate it. So, the roadway program, we did select the streets that are gonna be improved this year. It's gonna be going out to bid later this month. I do things a little bit differently than Mike did and Frank done before him. I look at the whole right-of-way, driveway aprons, drainage, sidewalks, signing, parkways, besides the roadway, curb and gutter. I do everything. I'll get to lighting a little bit later, but for the roadways, we're doing, it's in the agenda. I kind of try to be transparent with everything. This year, we're going with the roads are worse that are the arterial streets. Next year, we're going to do subdivision streets. We kind of alternate on and off. So Meter Road at the south limits of the township is 1 mile long. Bruce Road, we're doing 2 segments, west of Meter Road and over at Gauger and 355. Oak Avenue is being done just west of Gauger. Gauger Road is being done from Bruce Road to Prairie Ridge subdivision. And Bosham Avenue and 140th Place are being done. They're way up in the northwest end of town by Archer Avenue. Smith Road Bridge is a disaster, as I've said for 2 years I've been in here. There is an IGA with the City of Lockport and Lockport Township Road District for replacing that bridge. We reached out to IDOT to help with funding. They're going to be paying for 80% of the project costs, where the other 20% is going to be shared between us, Lockport, and Lockport Township Road District. It's going to be roughly $150,000 for each of the 3 agencies, spread out over 3 years, and that is going to be billed out on a monthly basis, so we don't have to pay all of it at once, which helps. The total construction cost with engineering is $2.3 million. It should be done in 3 to 4 years. I apologize for the length of time, but that's how slow government works. There's nothing I can do about that. The lighting program, what we're going to be doing this year is we're going to be standardizing all the lighting in Township Road District miles. What we're going to do is replace any bad lights, and any dark spots that we have throughout the township, we're going to be adding solar lights. We're looking into that as a pilot program at the Road District building to see how well it works. If it doesn't work well, we're going to have to look at other options. This is being bid out, I think it's going out to bid next week. We just got the geotechnical information back that showed us how deep we got to go with the foundations on the lights. That should be coming out probably later this week. It's going to be a 2-week bidding process. The striping program, the striping on the roads is very faded and weak. I know it wasn't done, it hasn't been done for a long time, being replaced, so we're going through all the roadway miles for the entire township, and we're restriping them. That is out to bid right now, actually. It's going to be awarded at the end of the month. This is something that should be done every 3 to 5 years. Let's see what else. The The grant, I think we touched on with Keith and Mike. They did a great job of presenting some of the opportunities for the special needs kids, both before and after they graduate from high school. A couple of wonderful people. And I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Brent. The assessor report, Carmen Marola.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody this evening? So we're still looking at the preliminary 3-year average for our property assessments, and it looks like we're still going to be sitting at our same multiplier of 8.26% of assessed value. So everybody will see an increase in their assessed value at about 8.26% over the average of 3 years. So I just want to let everybody kind of know where they're sitting. The office is working diligently to look at all subdivisions and bring them equitable for this year, and we're getting pretty close, so we're excited. So, a lot of changes we made with our CAMA system, and it seems to be helping. So that's all I had to report.
Thank you.
And Carmen, is there something about the state, did they raise everybody's,
Yeah, that's what we're talking
yeah, I know,
about.
but
Oh, it's,
make it
we're
clear.
actually lower than most townships, which is a good thing. I think when we're sitting at other townships, I think some of them are coming at 9%. I think there's a few that are at 10%. So we're fortunate enough to see us at 8%.
Thank you, Carmen. Okay, now we have committee and trustee reports. Homer Township Volunteer Committee, they didn't meet, so we won't have nothing from them. Senior Task Force, Mike Bonomo, Cindy Laha. Mike, you want to talk?
I got something to say, and this is in regards to the senior events. As everybody knows, I have been running the senior events for almost 2 years now. Since I got on board, started out slow, and it's going very well as we speak. And this is something that I just wanted to say in regards to it. When COVID shut down the Homer seniors' monthly senior meetings and trips back in 2020, our Homer seniors lost a vital part of their community interaction. The founding members of the original Homer seniors are well in their 80s. They put in their time. When I was elected to the Township Trustee Board, I took it upon myself to start the senior, well, at the time it wasn't a senior committee, it was just really more or less me getting the seniors together to do things amongst themselves. And then we formed committees, it went back and forth, and now we have the volunteer committee, along with me and Cindy Laha. So the Homer Township trustees, and Mark was an integral part of it as well in the beginning, and I can't thank him enough, along with numerous volunteers who stepped up to the plate. These collaborations are moving forward with great effort to provide monthly meetings, luncheons, craftings, social activities to keep our seniors active in the community once again. Each month our seniors are meeting new friends and truly enjoying their planned activities. The negative comments and letters to our hosting facility has created problems which are unwarranted and unnecessary. We are not sure why this small group of people with misdirected anger are trying to ruin a good thing. I ask that you please stop harassing our seniors, the hosting facility, and the services provided. I myself, there's questions in terms of where we hold events, how we hold them. I've took it upon myself to utilize Homer Glen businesses to support what I'm doing for the seniors, and that involves providing food, giving discounts on food. We just had our Valentine's Day luncheon, 125 seniors. Blueberry Hill was generous enough to give me the cost of their food in half, and they gave me full meals. I mean, you're talking, they gave me a choice of 7 different meals, breakfast and lunch, drinks, the service, etc. Local businesses were kind enough to donate money, and I'm not going to disclose their names because unfortunately there's some people in our village who will attack those businesses for helping the group of seniors and what we're trying to do for them. Going forward, with the events that we currently have now, with the bingo that I do, and a couple other things, in terms of the volunteer group, I don't need a lot of volunteers. That's plain and simple. When we have the expo, which will be in September, yes, I will need a lot of volunteers for that. And the last thing I need is when we have volunteers, I do not like for our events to be politicized. That's one thing I put a lot of pride in, that we don't politicize. The last event that we had, unfortunately, I was not there. I was out of town. It was handled by my volunteers, and rumor got out that we were politicizing the event. So I had hearsays going on, but I can assure you that the 110 seniors that I will see tomorrow for our tea party will say that we're running things right, they're happy, and they're always looking forward to the next event. We've included senior yoga, we have tea parties, we have Valentine's Day parties, we have Christmas parties. I take time out of my day, along with the many volunteers, my work day. I drive in the city, I come all the way back to participate in the events that I've created. And I could tell you right now that 100% of our seniors are happy with what they're doing. And I reach out to other, like Marion Village, Victorian Village, it's hard to get those people to come out and do things. And I can assure you, I countless times called those places and said, why aren't you bringing more seniors to my events? They have buses, what have you. They bring a bus, they drop off 3 people. Why is it? I don't know. But I've been pressing for more people to attend our events. It could go as high as 200, I really don't care. But there are certain times when we do have a cap, when we hold things at Taz's or Blueberry Hill or whatever, but when it comes to doing things across the glory, it's unlimited. I've never shut people out from attending our bingos. So with that being said, we're going to go forward. I pray and hope that people will stop putting a negative narrative on what we're trying to do. I put a lot of heart into this, and again, the people that work with me, they put their heart into what Angel spends countless hours with Cindy Laha, whose granddaughter is a special needs daughter. She takes care of her while her daughter Nicole is out of town quite often, and by bashing the senior committee, you're bashing the seniors as well, and that's the way I feel about it. So please leave us alone. Thank you.
Can I say something to that?
No.
Mike, I do want to mention about Blueberry Hill, since you did bring that up. I think almost every single senior brought home half their meal. I mean, there was so much food on every plate. I just couldn't believe how much food the Blueberry Hill had provided for these seniors, and like you said, for a fraction of what they normally charge for these meals. So, and everybody was very happy at the event.
Do you put flyers under the people's doors at Victoria Village?
I did, and actually,
And Marion?
actually, I went through, well, no, actually, I'll leave it up to, they want to take it upon themselves to notify the residents of my events. And I've done it with the Senior Expo. We literally, thanks to Matt Conley's wife, we had school buses scheduled. You know how many people signed up to get on the school bus to come to our expo? 0. So it's, you know, and the word got, believe me, I pressed and pressed and pressed.
Mike, I just want to mention, now that you're mentioning about Victorian Village, they are going to be bringing 12 guests to our next meeting with their bus.
Okay.
So, and I am working with her
Okay.
to, facilitate doing this more often. So that is something that we are working on.
And then the last thing too, and one thing I forgot to mention in terms of what's provided for the seniors, whether it's food, when we have it across the glory, and other things, and Vicki will attest to this as well. A lot of us, Angel, myself, Cindy, and Mark, in addition to contributing time, which does cost money, because I do, I'm going to the city, 60 miles, it's, whatever, so it does cost me money and time at work, amongst others. We do provide our own monetary resources. And to me, it's a non-issue. The money that I make here, I look at it as the money I give back to the seniors. So I'm making $600 a month, and I can guarantee you, before the township, Vicki gets upset that we're spending our own money, and she feels that the township should take on a lot of those expenses, but we still do. Before that, I can assure you, a majority of my pay was going towards the seniors in the event, each month. A lot of people don't know what happens behind closed doors, but I can assure you we work our tail off for the seniors to get things done the right way. And for those that want to come to the Senior Expo this year, if you didn't go to the one last year, you will see what we're all about. It is a grand presentation, and it makes our village and our township look really damn good. So I'm very proud of it, and my group that puts it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Rob, do you have a report? Mark?
Yeah, I'll be really quick. We'll talk about the food drive. I mentioned that last month. And did a little check-in with Meyer and Jewel. So in the spring, which will be late April, we haven't set the dates, we'll do something very similar. This is all going to benefit the Lockport Fish Food Pantry, which also serves Homer Township. And we'll hope to do better than we did last summer. So this year, we did so well, we're going to do two. We're going to do one in spring, late April, one in the fall, late September. More to come. We'll blast it out on social media. Appreciate all the help we can get. I know the need is great out there, so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Good.
Okay, and
Do you want to talk about this? Do you want to talk about this?
Is it only perishables?
we're going to tell them what are
Is
the
it
other
only
things with the
perishable?
food drive, where
Yeah, I have a list.
the food drive, we're going to be doing a micro pantries with the Homer Republicans. We're going to place them around town. So there'll be pet micro pantries and people micro pantries. So we're going to do both. So you can go to one, you can go next door to it, and there'll be one for humans. Because everybody's starting to find it difficult to buy food. And if you're not, God bless you, because that means you're making a real lot of money. But most people go to the store and they look at the cost of eggs and milk and cheese and hamburger, and it's a lot of money.
We could just wait till next, we could just wait for Matt when he comes next time to talk about the multicultural.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then we're going to put this thing.
Yeah, so that's nothing.
Okay, drug task force, highway commissioner. There's nothing for the land use committee, and there's nothing for the truck task force, right, Brent?
There was a gentleman that was at the meeting last month that was concerned about some truck traffic at one of the arterial roads in southeast Homer Township. As it turns out, it was a Homer Glen Street. I referred his case over to the city engineer in Homer Glen. He's supposed to be contacting the gentleman. He gave me his phone number and email. That's all I got.
Perfect. And the land use committee basically is like the planning commission, and we already approved the house that Mike was talking about.
Yeah.
And, you know, we notify the county that we don't have an objection. If we have an objection, then they have to have a supermajority to pass it. So we can stop some things that don't belong if we don't like them. And then we'll go on to, the clerk's gonna do the last one, this is our last meeting, correct?
This is our last meeting, correct, for the Committee on Local Government Consolidation and Efficiency Act. So I need a motion to exit the Homer Township regular board meeting.
I'll start that motion.
I'll second.
I'll take a roll call. Trustee Garwin,
Yes.
trustee Rivera,
Yes.
trustee Bonomo,
Yes.
supervisor Ballage.
Yes.
Motion passes. Jimmy, if you want to come up, and here's actually your packet, Jimmy. Thanks. Yeah, I'd like to entertain a motion to go into the Committee on Local Government Consolidation and Efficiency. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll start the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I'll take a roll call. Let's start with Porfilio,
Here.
Morella,
Here.
Shake, Angel. Here. Ballage,
Yes.
Garwin,
Here.
Bonomo,
Here.
Rivera,
Here.
Shake, Jimmy.
Here.
Okay, motion passes. We did have somebody for public comments. Let me just grab that real quick, please. Okay, timer. Nancy Hockenberry, please.
Oh, I'll pass, thank you.
Okay. All right, so if I can please get a motion to approve the February 6th, 2023 meeting minutes. Anybody on the board can.
I'll second.
Who was second?
I'll second these first.
Oh, sorry. And then, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes, thank you. So this is our last meeting for the Committee on Local Government and Consolidation and Efficiency Act meeting. And basically, I just kind of wanted to sum up what we have talked about previously in our meetings. And as you can see We talked about the seniors. That's something that the Village of Homer Glen does not provide, so the Homer Township is providing that. Numerous IGAs, so we can pool our stuff together. We're not buying one thing and the other people are buying the other thing. We're using our resources together, thank you. Community outreach and events, like the Senior Expo, we do that together. We're gonna do Pet Fest together, we're gonna do Homer Fest together. Ability awareness, they're in charge of that, while we have Lincoln Way and Will County special recreation places to go to. And then, so basically, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered everything that needed to be covered for the Efficiency Act. Does anybody have any other comments regarding that? Okay, so I do have a survey here that I would like to, just one per person, if you wouldn't mind passing that out. If you would like a survey, I would need it by the end of this meeting. It's basically your comments on the efficiency of Homer Township. And with that being said, motion to exit the Committee on Local Government Consolidation and Efficiency Act.
So moved.
Second? Rivera? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick roll call. Porfilio?
Yes.
Morella?
Yes.
Balich?
Yes.
Darwin?
Yes.
Bonomo?
Yes.
Rivera?
Yes.
Jimmy Shake?
Yes.
And Angel Shake? Yes. Okay, motion passes. And now I need a motion to enter back into the regular board meeting.
I'll start that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, take a roll call. Trustee Darwin?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Supervisor Balich?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, with the accounting, I need a motion to approve all payment of bills for February 2023. Founders Crossing Bond, Founders Crossing General, General Assistance, Open Space, Park Developer Contribution, Park, Town, Road and Bridge, and Equipment and Building.
I'll start that motion.
All right. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
Supervisor Balich?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, there's no new business, old business, I've already said it, that we're gonna have a micro pantry as well as a pet pantry. There's no executive session, and just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Okay, motion passes, thank you.